Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I got some new hair, and it's long. Ooh. You can't see it, but it's like some blue in it. Can y'all see that? I don't know. Trying something new for my birthday. It was supposed to be blonde, but I walked into the hair store and did not see not one blonde wig that I liked. So here we are. We're black and blue, and I like it. I think it's pretty. Anyway, if you are new here, I am Key. Welcome back. If you are not new here, and if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would help the channel grow so much. You guys, I am still super duper happy that we hit 100. Like, that's dope. I love that, and I love that you guys love me, and I love you guys too. I did not post yesterday, and I normally post 2 videos, but you guys are only gonna get 1 today. I'm so sorry. I've been working on a project that I cannot talk about yet, but as soon as it is out, I will get the link, post it here. You guys can go over to the channel that I'm working with. There's some good stuff going on. It feels good. I also have a Facebook page now. I will link that down below. I also have a Patreon if you guys want to support what I do here at this channel. I have a Patreon that I will link down in the description. And what else I got going on? And as usual, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at @AsToldByKita because I didn't change my name's on there yet. I'm working on it. I can't stop touching it. So today we are going to be doing a story time. Boop boop. So as you can see in the title, I was spit on while I was living in my apartment complex. So let me tell you guys what happened, okay? So I'm out walking Luna, a typical day, and I was in like my workout mode. So I was like doing laps around my community, and my community is pretty big. So 1 full lap around is a mile. So I was doing like my regular like 2-3 mile walk around. So as I'm walking Luna, it's a set of apartments like right across the street from us that face the pool. And I was on that side walking Luna, and this white lady is outside with her dog, and her dog is like one of them little tiny little midget dogs, like maybe like a, I want to tell you guys it was like a Yorkie, or I don't remember what the dog was, but it was a small dog, smaller than Luna. And so while we're walking, her dog starts going crazy. It's barking and it's yelping and it's doing like all this nuts, like, you know, being a dog. And the thing is, Luna's trained to not act like that. Aaron and I have gone out of our way to like make sure that Luna doesn't, you know, get crazy like that when she sees other dogs. She does pull because she likes to play, but she doesn't like bark and get crazy. And so when I realized that the dog was like acting crazy, I immediately was like, Luna, you know, it's probably just best that you don't play with her. So come on, I'm talking to Luna like, come on, baby. Everybody doesn't want to play. And, you know, Luna hears my voice and she snaps into like, okay, well, my mommy said no, so I guess that we can't play. So as I'm telling Luna to calm down, you know, don't pull, calm down, just keep walking, pay attention. The lady is like snatching her dog up because the dog, listen, it was trying to get to Luna. Now, I don't know if it was like aggressive or if it was just like in play mode. Either way, the dog wasn't listening to her. And she's like, didn't I tell you to stop? Effing stop. Stop pulling. Stop barking. Shut up. So, you know, I see this and I'm just like, okay, Luna, come on. Just like, you know, stay focused. Keep walking. Like, I am still trying to talk to Luna because, like, I just don't want no issues with the dog thing. You know how it go. So the lady gets mad and she's like yelling at her dog. So I am now, like, at first we were in the street because I tried to avoid, you know, them like crossing paths. So I went into the street. And so now I'm back on my sidewalk because I had walked past her. So now I'm like back on the sidewalk. She's behind us. And I am still telling Luna to just stay focused, keep walking. And the lady says, you nigger bitch. And she on me. Yeah. And see, in the summertime, I don't do a lot of wigs, so it's like all my curly knit goodness going on. And she spit on me. And my first impulse is to fight. That is my first reaction. My first reaction when someone spits is to fight. I've fought for less. Like, I've gotten into fights for less. But that was the day that I was ready to fight. But I don't know, maybe as I'm getting older, you know, but like I walked away. I turned around. I asked her. She's just like looking at me crazy, and she starts lying immediately. I guess she figured I wasn't gonna like turn around. She's like, no, I wasn't spitting on you. I was just spitting, and the wind blew it. And I'm just in my mind going, if I spit and the wind blows, the spit usually flies backwards. It doesn't fly onto the ground forwards like the wind was blowing this way. So like, no, that's not. So I go to the leasing office, yeah? I watch her go back into her apartment because she turns around. She doesn't follow. So I watch her go back to her apartment. She goes into her apartment, so I see her. And I go up to the leasing office, and I explain the situation to my leasing office people. And I'm not going to, because I don't know who people know in my stuff, so I ain't going to say no names for purposes. And we call the police, right? And I tell the police, this is the apartment number. I watched her go into her apartment. They call her and tell her that she needs to come around to the leasing office, yeah? As soon as she sees the cops, right, she doesn't even defend the fact, like she doesn't jump into the fact that she called me a nigger and a bitch all in one sentence, right? She doesn't address that. No. She doesn't address that she spits on me. She addresses the comments. She walks in, she sees me, and she goes, I didn't say that. Immediately. And the cop is like, well, I haven't even said anything to you yet. Like, I haven't even, you know what I mean? Like, I haven't even said anything to you. She's like, no. But, I mean, me and her just kind of had a small little incident. She, she misunderstood. But I didn't say that. So, I'm like, so you didn't call me a nigger, bitch? Like, that's not, and I can see that my other Caucasian sisters in the office was extremely, like, uncomfortable because I just kept saying it because that's what you called me. If that's what you want to address me as, then we're going to use the words that you used. So she's just like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't call you that. I said, and you also didn't spit on me, right? She's like, no, I told you I didn't spit on you. I was spitting and the wind blew. And the cop was like, what? Come on. Really? That's the lie that you're going to go with? You were spitting and the wind blew? So, it gets out of control. Of course, charges gets pressed. And, the lady sitting in the office is just like, well, I've known her for 6 years. And it immediately pissed me off. It pissed me off because just because you have known her as a tenant here for 6 years does not mean that you know her. If you guys do not hang out outside of when she comes to pay her rent, you have no idea who she is as a person. So for you to sit here and defend her and say that you've never had problems like this out of her means absolutely positively nothing to me. Nothing at all. She sits in the office. We're in the office for maybe like 30 minutes. She's like explaining how she never uses the N-word and she would never say anything like that. And of course, the typical thing that a racist usually says, I have black friends. And it just pisses me and the cop off more. And I'm just like, okay, so everything happens. She gets her paperwork. They are going to mail me my paperwork and, whatever. He gives me my stuff. I'm done. I'm ready to go. So as we're leaving the office, I let her walk out first because where I live, it doesn't really take me long from my apartment to the office back and forth. So I was told to let her leave first. So I let her leave first and she gets on her phone and me and the cop are like walking out right behind her, yeah? And she's on her phone with whoever and she's like, yeah, I just came from the leasing office talking to a police officer because I called some girl a nigger bitch, but she thinks she's fucking better than me because of her dog. Like, and whatever. Like, she's just kind of going on and she's steady saying the N-word. Like, she's steady saying it. Like, and me and the cop, like, for me in my mind, if I know that a police officer is right there and I'm trying to like keep this defense that I don't say things or I'm not that person, the last thing I would do is walk outside, get onto my cell phone, and then immediately start saying the very thing that I say I would never say. But she did, and the cop heard her. And yeah, she just walks on and he's like, listen, don't entertain it. Don't say anything to her. We'll deal I have to testify in the courts that I heard her saying it, right after we met or whatever. And sadly, that is where it ended. Like, we had a court date, but I just didn't. I didn't. And the reason that I didn't is because she can keep saying that defense. Like, I don't know if I was really mentally prepared to deal with what would have came if I would have went to court. to defend the whole, one, calling me that, and then two, the whole spitting thing. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like if somebody had to vouch for her, the people at the leasing office probably would have vouched for her. And I just didn't, and nobody else was around. It was just me versus her. And I have such a messed up view on the courts when it comes to things like that. I've seen so much stuff happen in the news where people should be going to jail for hate crime and assault, and they get off with a warning, or they get off with, you know what I mean? Like, they just don't get in trouble. There's like some slap on the wrist and some like punk apology, and like that's it. And so I wasn't ready for my ego to be bruised like that, because it affects me every time I see it happen. And like, cops don't go to jail, or, you know, people like that don't go to jail. It already kind of affects me. But for it to be something personal like that, I don't think I was ready for what could have happened. So I just dropped charges, and people are going to probably be like, that's dumb, I wouldn't have. But the reality of it is if you're going to fight something like that, you have to have more proof than one instance. And she already had the people in the leasing office like wrapped around that little finger of hers. And I have to live here. You know, I have to live here. And what do you do when you have to live somewhere and walk around and you're just really trying not to like rock the boat? So that's what it is. But if it was to ever happen again, I would probably do the same thing. Only difference would be I would actually see it out in court, because the thing is, people like that can't get away with it, and I realize that now. But in that moment, in that time, I just didn't really want to deal with it, and I didn't want to be bothered with it, and I didn't want to drag my husband through it, because he had to come to court with me, and it was just all too much for my psyche in that time frame. But if it was to ever happen again, I would just hope, one, that I have the restraint to walk away again, because she might catch these hands. And then two, I just keep telling myself, someday she's going to say that to the right person who does not have restraint. One day she's going to make a comment and somebody is going to handle that situation like the real way. And there is no talking your way out of it or whatever the case. Oh, you can see his... Hi, Aaron. Hi. And, so I don't know. I don't know. It messed me up. I've dealt with racism. You know, I've been called words in Spanish and in English. But the part, like, the spit is what really... You know what I mean? Like, that is the disrespect that was just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I'm down south. I can't expect to just, you know, like, I'm in Georgia. And when I was living in Baltimore, I have had people, I was in a mall one time. Okay, so it's a real short story. I was at the mall one time when I was maybe like 13. I was with my older sister. We were shopping for one of my nieces or my nephew's birthday. And if anybody watches me from Baltimore, we were at East Point Mall and we were waiting on the bus, and these redneck guys drove past us. Like, they drove past us on one side. You could hear them screaming, yeah? And then they like went up, U-turned, came back down, stopped in front of the bus stop. It was a crowd of black people, and they scream out, "You niggers," and da-da-da. They threw something and then peeled the hell off. When like the bigger black guys got up and were like ready, they just peeled off. So it's not like this is the first time that I've ever dealt with something like this, but it's the first time where one, I've been by myself, and then two, I've had to go like literally handle the entire situation alone. And like I said, I just was not mentally prepared to go to court and have to like retell that. But I'm saying it now. And honestly, the only people I even told that it happened, this is getting out to everybody. I only told Aaron, the people, the cop, like people at the leasing office, the cop, and my mother and my friend. I've only told 3 people close to me. Aaron, my mom, and one of my friends. That's it. So I know... I didn't tell your mother. When did I tell your mother? I didn't never tell you that. I didn't tell your mother.
You did. We was at the when we was talking about Mr. Michael.
I didn't talk somebody spit on me.
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes.
So my moms, apparently, I told my mom and his mom. His mom is my mommy too. She's mine. But yeah, so that's it. My immediate told them, like, my mother's, my friend, and my husband. That's it. Only people I told. I don't remember telling his mother, but if he says I did, I did. So I did. So the moral of the story is defend yourself. Don't be afraid, because I was afraid. I was afraid of what the outcome could have been. I was afraid of, I was afraid, I don't know of everything, I guess. Just going into the courtroom and just... Don't be afraid. Defend yourself. Stand up for yourself. And do what you have to do to get whatever justice it is that you need to get. The crazy thing is that lady got kicked out. How do I know? Well, I'm crazy and I still walk. That's how I know. I'm crazy and I still walk, and I watch the maintenance people throw all her stuff out. So even though I didn't go to court, and that's justice in that for me, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know where she living, but I watched them kick her stuff on out that house. So karma, people. So that is my story time for today. How to deal with a crazy racist person. My mama is calling me, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog or this video for you guys, this story time. I will see you guys tomorrow with our Love After Lockup. I love you guys. I really have to go. Go be great. Bye.